Just gonna go all around. It's kind of like I'm kind of drawing out the area with the gray at the moment. Putting a little bit that in this area. Okay. Alright, now I think that's sufficient gray for now. I'm going to take the same smolder pencil I had used, or you can use a little bit of a longer lasting one. The only reason why I don't use a liquid liner is because it's not really easy to spread with your fingers and blend in like if you were to use a charcoal pencil. Oh, here it is. Alright, now I'm going to start tracing, outlining, but again, I want to leave the gray still a little bit out. So I'm going to start the line here, and I want the gray to kind of be seeping out. Okay, so this you could do just freehand, make it sharp, squiggly, however you feel like doing it. Oh, tear there, whatever you want to do. Then with a small tight brush, remember the small tight brush I was telling you about? I'm going to use a different one because I've already dirtied the other one. This one's a 242 brush, and I'm just going to take this, and you see how I'm pulling the color, and I'm just going to do that. This is why I like to use pencil instead of a liquid to trace this design down. And by doing that, it gives the effect, it gives it a little bit of depth. So it gives it more of a 3D effect, which is what we want. Okay, so now that we've scraped all of the black up, I'm going to take a dark green shadow, which right now I am using Plumage by MAC, so you can see. It's a dark green color. I'm just going to dip the same brush that I just used to pull out the black from the shadow. I'm going to do the same thing but with the green and bring that even further in. And I say dark green because I want to stay with green. I don't want to go too black because I don't want to make this too dark. Sorry about that, that was my phone. Okay, now I'm pulling up. Awesome. I can go a little bit around the hairline here too, why not? You want to create an easy transition as much as you can. You don't want to see that line that you drew too much. That's why I'm trying to blend it in right now. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take that same sponge that we used the gray with, a little triangle one, and dip it into the green Cream Makeup, which is the same brand. What brand is this? Rubies. They sell it at any sort of Party City. This is where I got it. It's just a green zombie color. Since I want this to be a little speckled, I'm going to cut the sponge, which is what I should have done first. I'm just going to cut it up and make it all nasty and like, you know, spotted. So right now I'm just tearing the crap out of this sponge with the tips of my scissors like this. Just going like that. So you see how it's nice and shredded at the ends there? I'm going to dip it into the green very lightly. You don't want this to be too much because then it's just going to get clumpy on the face. Just packing the sponge up. You see how it looks before I put it on my face. And what I'm going to do is this area here and the inside, just start patting the green into it. Just make it look nice and gross. So now that we have, I mean, it works for now. Kind of looks yellow because you see bits of my skin coming through. Just patting that. I love this makeup because you can honestly, anything you mess up, just pat it over and you can start all over. So now I'm going to take a skinny, tiny little liner brush that I had out. No, oh, here it is. It's a tiny, tiny little liner brush. You use it for any sort of black liners or, you know, eyeshadows. In this case, we're going to use it for blood. So I dip that. I fill it up really nice with the fake blood, which let me show you. It's just theater blood. It's not real blood. Let's not get crazy. Simple blood. And I'm going to start drawing a little vein. So I'm going to go from the corner of my eye and just sort of create sort of a drip effect. You don't want this to look too perfect either. Don't know of anyone who bleeds in perfect shapes. I don't know. Just making this really nasty. want it to almost look like veiny too. And when this stuff dries, it looks so nasty. It's pretty awesome. Okay, I'll go a little bit here. And you can just really put this anywhere you want. Cool. If you gross yourself out, congratulations. You've done a great job. Okay. Now I'm going to go in this eye and just kind of get a little bit of blood in there. Just because I want to. Almost like I'm bleeding from the eyes like an Ebola virus. Gross. Awesome. This will dry up and then it looks like a scabbed over wound, which is freaking awesome. And I love it. Let's get a bloody nose in here too, why not? Okay. Next thing we're going to do is lips. I'm going to line my lips with a really, really dark color. The one I'm using is called Current from MAC. You don't have to buy this. Again, this is a little pricey, but you can always use any Wet n Wild or NYC colors. They work just as fine. Then I'm going to fill it in with a dark red lipstick. This one is Diva from MAC, so you can see what it looks like. Okay. And just for fun, I'm going to dab a little bit of a bright red in the middle. This one I'm using here is Lady Danger from MAC. Just want to give a little bit of depth and put a little bit of bright red in the middle. Now we're going to go back with our little liner brush, fill it up nice with blood, and we're just going to get blood right here on the outer corners of my mouth. Just make it really nasty, like you just ate brains or a face or whatever. This part's probably the most fun because you could really just do whatever you want. You can't make it, you know, you can't go really wrong with this unless you make it too neat, and then it just looks funny. I'm just going to dribble this on there. The more blood, the better. Funny because I said in the beginning of this video that I was not going to make this bloody. Okay, make that drip like that. I'm going to go a little bit all over the bottom. Alright. Fun. Okay, last but not least, which I should have probably done before I did this, but I'm going to grab a little bit of the same Carbon eyeshadow with this fluffy brush. Get just a little bit on there and just contour my cheeks. You see this area where your cheekbone is? The little hollow area right underneath it where there's no bone is where you're going to place this. This is going to give you sort of that sallowed out, dead look. And like I said, little by little. Not too much at a time. Just blend that in there. Get a little bit right here in the temples. Alright. And if you wanted to add a little bit of depth here also into the black, to the zombie part of the face, you can. Just do it right at your temples. If you were to see a picture of a skull, look at all the hollowed out parts and match that to your face. And that's where you would put the black, which is right here in the temples. Nice and black. Let's get a little black there, why not? I'm just gonna go crazy now. The cheekbones are. Alright, great. Now, if you want to go back and add mascara, you can, but you really don't need it for this look. But for the most part, here we go. I just ate brains. This is your pretty zombie face. Pretty, you know, however you want to call it. But if you have any questions about any of this, where to get the item, just leave any comments below and I'll do my best to answer them as fast as I can. Bye!